1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster
Movie.
fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honey Bee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. I am your host, Precious D, and I have a guest host with me today. Once again, my brother, Pretentious D.
Hi, everybody.
As Honeybee takes her finals this week for her sign language.
Good luck on your finals, Honeybee.
Now, before we get to the movie, we have some very sad kaiju news this week, if you hadn't already heard. On the 22nd of July, 2026, Kaylee Hottle, the young deaf actress who played Jai in Kong vs. Godzilla, or Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla X Kong New Empire, died in a car crash. You can read all the details online if you really need to. I'm not sure who was driving. I didn't dive into all of that. I was just very, very sad to hear that news. I don't know if she's in the next one, but, you know, she could have always shown up in another one down the road. So, she had a promising life and career ahead of her, and it's very unfortunate. But moving on to brighter things, our movie this week. In case this is your first week listening, this is a kaiju podcast. We go through the history of kaiju movies, which of course is why we mentioned Katie's passing, since she's a star of kaiju movies. We go chronologically through the history of them. We started with King Kong in 1933, and now we're up to the 2023 movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which does have a kaiju in it.
Yes, it does. In fact, they make reference to Godzilla.
Yes.
More than once.
More than once. It is directed by Jeff Rao, from a screenplay by Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, Jeff Rao, Dan Hernandez, and Benji Samit. That is too many writers.
Yep.
For one movie. I guess when it's a comedy, people are kicking ideas back and forth and then they get a credit. I don't know. Seth Rogen seems to have been a driving force behind this. I think he might have been a producer.
Yes, he was. And he does a voice.
Yes. Let's see. So it's an animated film. It's a very distinctive animation style. It is, of course, part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise and was followed up by a TV series done in the similar animation style, The Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The animation style is attempting to invoke the hand-drawn style of the original comic books, which I thought was pretty cool at times, although this is in color. And those of you who are really into the Ninja Turtles will remember that the original comic books were black and white.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that it is replicating the specific style of the comics, but it does have a very handmade look. There's no straight lines. Everything looks like it's been drawn by hand. Some of it has an almost physical look to it, as if it were stop motion, but it's not.
Almost has a claymation look at points. I think the animation style actually varies a little bit across the scope of the film.
Okay. I didn't sit down and make out a timeline, but it seems like every, 5 to 10 years, there's a new version of Ninja Turtles for the current batch of kiddies.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. We discovered the Ninja Turtles when they were new, before it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
There was a small shop called Phantoms of Time. It wasn't a full-blown comic shop, but they had comics in it. And they did not carry, because back then, folks, listen up, kiddies, gather around. You got your comics mostly from the newsstands, and they were just starting to move some of them into direct sales comic shops. So this guy
might have some in a grocery store or a drugstore on a rotating rack.
Well, definitely Archie Digests.
Yeah.
But this guy was carrying a bunch of independent stuff, so he had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think the first one I got was a second or third printing of the second or third book. I eventually got the ones I was missing, But yeah, that book sold out right away,
Oh yeah.
and they eventually reprinted it, and they were printed in a weird size too, because they had made a miscommunication with the printer.
Oh really?
They brought in like a thrifty nickel or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, "Can you print it like this?" And they meant this kind of paper,
Mm-hmm.
this kind of stapling.
Right.
The guy thought they also meant that style. He didn't seem to realize there's a standard size
For
of comic books.
Right.
So these were a little more magazine sized. But eventually, on the fourth or fifth reprinting of the first issue, it went to a regular comic book size.
Right.
But all those early issues were slightly oversized. Yes, it was an exciting time to be alive, folks. Before there was any cartoons, we ordered iron-on transfers out of the back of the comic book, as well as some little metal figurines in the style of D&D miniatures.
Right.
But that's not what they were being sold as. They were just, Ninja Turtle miniatures.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, back to this version. Our voice cast is Micah Abbey as Donatello, Shaman Brown Jr. as Michelangelo, Nicholas Cantu as Leonardo, Brady Noon as Raphael, Ayo Edebri
Yeah,
as
she's great.
April O'Neil, Maya Rudolph as Cynthia Ultram, John Cena as Rocksteady, Seth Rogen as Bebop, Rose Byrne as Leatherhead, Natasha Demetrio as Wingnut, Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman, Jackie fucking Chan as Splinter, because Chinese and Japanese are the same thing.
Right.
Ice Cube as Superfly, Paul Rudd as Mondo Gecko. The credits at the end say, and introducing Paul Rudd
Yeah.
as Mondo Gecko. Post Malone as Ray Fillet. Hannibal Buress as Genghis Frog. Mr. Beast
Yep.
as a bystander in Times Square who mistakes Splinter for a human wearing a bad Mickey Mouse costume. Kevin Eastman, one of the co-creators of the Turtles, as a human that assists Splinter in the climax of the film. Alex Hirsch as Scumbug. And Bobby Wagner as the man who thought a giant rat was a big cat, but it was actually a rat. So, Laird is not in this.
Yeah.
What is his first name?
Peter.
Yes, that sounds right.
So the woman playing April O'Neil,
Yeah.
Ayo, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to butcher her last name. She's really cool. I like her. She's in The Bear, which I've never actually seen,
I haven't
but
either.
she was also in a great movie that I think she helped write called Bottoms, which was about a girls' self-defense club. It's a comedy. And she also directed a video for the song Terrapin by the musician Claro, in which she, as the director, chooses to have Weird Al Yankovic just lip sync the song. He doesn't look anything like the singer-songwriter who wrote the song. They just have him. So she has earned a place in my heart. And she is great as April O'Neil in this piece.
Now, of course, the internet lost their shit because April O'Neil was being portrayed as not only a black girl, but a black girl with a couple extra pounds on her.
Yes.
But I'm here to tell you, when I read the original black and white comic books, I thought April O'Neil was black.
I did too.
She's
Yeah.
not looking all like she looks in the cartoon.
Yeah. And it's a huge debate to get into in the various versions and iterations of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is closest or furthest
Yeah.
away, and whether that's a good thing or not, but closest to the original. But I thought this had more of a feel of being close to the original comic than a lot of the other iterations of Ninja Turtles. And I think in this case, it was a good thing.
I don't know if I completely agree with that, but I don't care. I
Sure.
thought it was perfectly fine. But so in some versions of the story, April O'Neil was based on one of the guy's ex-girlfriend who was black or of mixed race or whatever, but certainly not the redheaded white girl that she is in the cartoon.
One other
And I don't remember anybody complaining that Megan Fox didn't have red hair.
right.
So,
One other interesting thing about this iteration of April O'Neil is she is actually a teenager,
Yes.
which actually makes more sense in that in the comic books and in other iterations, there is a romance between Leonardo and April O'Neil.
Is there
The teenagers,
there's certainly
there's
an
an
attraction on his part.
Right.
I don't know how far it ever goes in any version.
but the thing is, the turtles are by definition teenagers.
Yes.
So if there is going to be a romance, even just a flirtation, it's a bit cooler for it to be an actual teenager that is involved with this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, having said that, one other thing I did like about this version is that they did act like teenagers.
Yeah.
Some other iterations, they're just adults.
So this is why I'm not sure it's really that close to the original, because this leans harder into the teenage part of
True.
the title than any other version, including the original version.
Well, and the original version was, for those of you who don't know, was a parody
Yes.
of comic book tropes of the 80s, including the teenagers of the X-Men and the Teen Titans,
Yeah.
which, to be fair, with the exception perhaps of Kitty Pryde, were not really acting or portrayed very much as teenagers.
They're television teenagers. They're
Yeah.
all 35.
Yeah, they're all doing gritty young adult
Yeah.
stuff, not actual
But
teenage
it's very
stuff.
much a parody of Frank Miller's version of Daredevil,
Yep.
which is where the ninjas come in.
And it's where
And
Splinter comes in.
Team books, teenage books, and team books.
Right.
Of course, mutants from the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other thing?
Well, furry animals.
Yes.
You were getting...
So funny animal books were starting to creep into the indie scene and be very popular.
Like Usoji Yojimbo.
Yeah, you mean Usagi Yojimbo?
Sure.
It's,
Hey, you speak better Japanese than I
and what was it called?
do. Captain Carrot?
Albedo. Captain Carrot over at DC, yes. There was a indie book called Samurai Penguin.
Right.
Very quickly after Ninja Turtles became a hit, somebody put out a parody of a parody
Oh, boy.
called Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters.
Yeah.
They recently had a Kickstarter for a reprint of their 40 years span of comics. I didn't know
That
there'd
I'm-
ever been more than 2 of them, but there's enough to fill a big fat hardback 2-volume.
And I'm sure dozens and dozens of people were just aching waiting for this for decades.
I would have backed it, except it was very expensive and there was no PDF only option.
Okay. Oh, going back to Frank Miller's Daredevil, the reason why Splinter, the Ninja Turtle sensei, is called Splinter is because in Daredevil, Frank Miller makes him into a ninja, part of the whole 80s obsession with ninjas and pop culture in general. And his mentor is called Stick, so a smaller version of a Stick
And
being a Splinter.
And he fought the Hand Clan and the Turtles fight the Foot Clan.
The Ninja Turtles fight the Foot Clan. Yeah.
And I think there was even, wasn't there a Oedipus? Instead of Elektra, I think there was a woman called Oedipus in one of the
I
issues.
believe so, yeah.
So, because those are both characters from Greek mythology, folks.
Right. Yeah, in some ways, the original Ninja Turtles had a lot more was similar in many ways to the Tick, in that it was a parody of comic books, and the original Tick, very much
In
so.
fact, I kind of started going off of them when they started taking themselves way too seriously.
Yeah, there's a
And,
point where
actually caring about what happened to the turtle.
right. Well, and there's a point where a parody just becomes the thing that it is trying to parody.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a plot here from Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. Cosmic Research Institute, TCRI, executive Cynthia Ultram sends a squad to hunt down rogue scientist Baxter Stockman, who has created a mutagenic ooze with which he intends to form his own mutant animal family, starting with a housefly. Baxter is interrupted by Cynthia's strike force and killed in the resulting explosion, while the mutagen falls into the sewers of New York City. So, as part of the original parody, Daredevil, as a teenager, was just out riding his bicycle when some radioactive waste bounces out of the back of a truck, hits him in the face,
Right.
gets in his eyes. And in the original comic, we see this happen, and then it rolls into the gutter and down the sewer. So the original idea is that the Ninja Turtles' origin was directly connected to daredevils, which you can get away with in an independent parody comic.
Right.
But once you get into a multi-million-dollar franchise, you keep having to tweak the origin
Right.
in every version. So it's still always ooze going down the sewer, but you don't see a kid on a bicycle these days. So let's see. The mutagen turns 4 turtle brothers, Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo, and a rat named Splinter into humanoid mutants. Whereupon Splinter adopts the turtles. Splinter distrusts humanity, particularly after one encounter where he and the turtles were chased away, and trains his sons in the art of ninjutsu. Now, originally, I think Splinter was like the pet of some ninja dude.
One of the ninjas involved with the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where Splinter had learned his.
So he was
ninjutsu.
already a smart rat before he mutated,
Right.
and had been watching him. There's this very cute scene in the live action version from the 80s, where little puppet Splinter is mimicking
Right.
what his master is doing. Okay, so anyway, moving on here.
So in this version, instead he learns ninjutsu from watching bad TV kung fu
What
movies.
do you mean bad? There's Jackie Chan movies in there.
There's Jackie Chan movies, but there's also like a late night infomercial, sort of a Taibo, I guess, type instructional video. So that's how they learn their ninjutsu.
Yeah. 15 years later, the Turtles defeat a gang of criminals to recover a stolen moped belonging to a teenager named April O'Neil, revealing themselves and their origins. They go out at night to get food and stuff, but they take longer. Splinter doesn't want them interacting with humans, but they go out and do shit when they're not supposed to, and because they love it, the human world, and they watch a movie in the park of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes. Also a Paramount production.
Yeah. So they intercut part of an actual live movie with this animated film, which I thought was fun. Anyway, they see April's scooter getting stolen and intervene. April, an inspiring journalist, has been investigating a series of robberies of TCRI technology by a criminal known as Superfly. The Turtles plan to stop Superfly, and through April's reporting, win public acceptance as heroes. They intercept a piece of stolen technology and meet Superfly under the Brooklyn Bridge, discovering that he is not only a mutant himself, but leader of a mutant gang. So yeah, he's Ice-T, right?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Ice.
Yeah, there's a lot of rap music.
Vanilla Ice is in one of the Ninja Turtle movies.
This is true. There's a lot of rap music in this soundtrack, and I noticed that the score is actually done by Trent Reznor.
Okay.
So they're leaning heavily into the soundtrack and the score for this, giving it some cred.
Ecstatic to meet fellow mutants, the Turtles bond with Superfly and the others, and he reveals their creation at the hands of Stockman, explaining that they evaded TCRI and are living on an abandoned ship in Staten Island. He then reveals that he plans to use the stolen technology to mutate every animal on Earth and create a world where mutants have dominance over humans. He wants to kill all the humans straight out.
Yep.
The Turtles try to intervene, but the gang escapes with the equipment, while a tracker TCRI installed on the equipment falls back with the Turtles, allowing them to be captured. At TCRI headquarters, Cynthia extracts the Turtles' mutagen. Splinter is very concerned that the Turtles will be milked for their blood.
Right.
And they're all like, but we don't even have nipples. And then when this woman catches them, she starts milking them for their blood, basically.
Yeah, although technically she's just bleeding them.
Yeah.
They're not
But
being
she,
milked. They're not mammals.
But I think she refers to it as milking.
Oh, yeah. The machine is called the Milk
Yeah.
something. Milkinator 5000.
I really like the dialogue in this movie. A lot of it seems like it was maybe improvised.
Yeah.
They are at least delivering it in a very naturalistic way. Yeah, kind of talking over each other and stuff, and just being weird little teenagers. Anyway, she's extracting their mutagen, but April arrives with Splinter to rescue them. At the gang's hideout, Splinter and the Turtles convince them that their plan for domination will make them no better than the worst of humanity, and together they turn on Superfly, destroying his machine. Yeah, all the mutants are like, I don't really want to murder everybody. And Bebop and Rocksteady, they're recurring characters from the cartoon. I don't know if they were in the comics originally.
I'm not sure. I think they might have been invented for the cartoon.
Yeah, but they're normally straight up bad guys, and they're sympathetic in this version. However, the ooze falls into the water, combining marine wildlife with Superfly, who then transforms into a gigantic whale-like kaiju. After grabbing animals from a nearby zoo, his feet are made up of horses, and he's got a whale tail. He attacks the city, and the turtles and other mutants attempt to stop him, but are assumed by the public to be fellow monsters. Leonardo finds his voice as leader while April overcomes her anxiety and commandeers a news broadcast. So April has the nickname in school of Vomit Girl.
Puke Girl.
Puke Girl.
Right.
Because she was supposed to deliver the news over the school.
The morning announcements.
Yeah. Yes. The morning announcements over the school TV, and she got so nervous that she puked.
Yep.
Does she purposely take out the anchor at the station? Or she accidentally take it out?
I think she's accidentally taken out.
A piece of lighting falls on her. Anyway, April steps up and starts to tell everybody what's going on.
And everybody just believes her.
Yeah, but she also still pukes.
Right.
Let's see. To explain the mutants' good intentions, and the citizens of New York come to their aid. This was a very Spider-Man moment, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
With the help of the citizens and other mutants, the turtles drop a canister of TCRI retro mutagen into Superfly's blowhole, turning him back into a collection of normal animals. Well, first they shoot him with a dart, and it just hits one of the horses that make up his feet, and just that one horse is broken loose. He's like, I didn't need that horse. Reconciling with Splinter, the turtles, April, and the mutants are celebrated by the city. Splinter strikes up a romance with a mutant something, some kind of bug.
This
whole part was kind of gross.
I think it's a flying cockroach.
Yeah.
But it's really gross.
The turtles enroll at April's high school, where they are embraced as heroes, and that was their dream. While the turtles and April enjoy themselves at prom, they are under surveillance from Cynthia, holding the now unmutated Superfly captive, who plans to recapture the turtles by enlisting the aid of the mysterious Shredder. Bum,
Dun,
bum,
dun,
bum.
dun.
And I have only watched one episode of the cartoon series that follows this, so I don't know if any of that comes into play. I guess they're still in the high school in the cartoon. I don't know.
I haven't watched it. I don't know.
I'll read a brief thing here on the production. Following the release of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014 and its sequel Out of the Shadows 2016, Brian Robbins felt that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle film series was in dire need of a reboot, and I could not agree more.
I don't think I saw those ones. Were they just too dark and gritty, or what?
Yeah,
was
they're
it?
just dumb.
Okay.
They're bad. The turtles are way too big. Megan Fox is April O'Neil. Not that she's actually bad, but she's not good either. She's just there.
And this is live action.
Yeah, with CGI turtles instead of guys in suits. Oh, he sought advice from the toy manufacturer, who told him it should be an animated film. So this, I think, is the best theatrical released Ninja Turtles movie.
I think I would agree with that. I do have a couple beefs with it.
Okay.
But in general, I liked it.
We'll beef away.
Okay. First of all, they have no idea what genetics is. Mutations are just magic. Okay.
Sure.
They should just accept.
But that's comic book shit.
I know. And I don't like it when the X-Men do it. I don't like it. Just say it's magic. Don't, because you can magically use this mutagen to change creatures and then use an anti-mutagen to reverse them. Anyway, makes no sense. No genetic sense. It's like midichlorians. You're trying to put a veneer of science over what is just magic. So screw that. Having said that, I understand that's a problem throughout comic books and throughout the source material. So I'm not too upset about it for this movie. Now, the other thing that I found slightly annoying, but I did some research and found out why they did this. So, as you mentioned, there's this gang of other mutant creatures that are all new, except for Bebop and Rocksteady. Mm-hmm. All of these brothers and sisters of Superfly are new to this. It's a common problem in movies of particularly superhero movies, you throw in too many villains.
Right.
Or you throw in too many heroes, and there's not enough time to develop any of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly with these, you throw in these characters, you introduce them, and they're fine. Paul Rudd's character was pretty good. But they don't really have time, and then suddenly there's this massive character shift that hasn't been developed throughout it, where they go from being bad guys to good guys. Mm-hmm. But what I dug into this a little more, this was all developed in conjunction, not just with a TV show, but with a video game, with a fighting video game.
Okay.
And the reason they introduce all these different mutants is because they're all opponents that you can fight in the fighting video game.
I see.
So that's their main purpose, not anything story related.
I see.
Their main purpose is like, oh, I get to play the Gecko.
You can also, and I don't know if they did, but you can also make a toy of each of them.
You can, yes. At first I thought, are they just being excessively toyetic? Which they may have been as well. I assume our listeners are familiar with the term toyetic.
They can look it up.
If not, it just means something intentionally made for a TV show or movie for the purpose of marketing a toy. There's also a related term of gametic. I'm looking at you, Pod Race, as something developed just for the purposes of a video game. So anyway, yeah. So I found that a little annoying. But other than that, I did like it. I liked the cast. I thought the cast was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I liked April O'Neil. Yeah. So other than those two big gripes, otherwise, I got. Oh, and I thought the kaiju creature itself was really pretty gross.
Yeah.
And they leaned a little too hard into the grossness with the bug that was Splinter's girlfriend.
Yeah. It's so hard to meet mutants my age.
Yeah. So there was some sort of excessive grossness, which I assume is aimed for not me, but is aimed for kids, right? Yeah, yeah. And I don't blame them for
kids
that.
Like gross shit.
Yeah. Garbage pail kids.
Kids are gross like that.
Yeah. So I don't blame them for that.
Well, how many stars are you going to give the movie?
I'll give it 3.5. Give it 3 out of 5, right?
Yeah, out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. It was okay.
Yeah, I think, and particularly, again, we're not well, we are kind of one of the audiences for this is nostalgic folks who remember the original.
Yeah, but I don't think they were going too hard for that.
No.
I think they were really trying to reboot for the modern kids.
Yeah, and so we're not.
I don't feel like there was a bunch of fan service for older.
No.
They didn't have Corey Feldman come in and do a voice or any shit like that.
Right.
It's on, what, Paramount?
Yep.
If you want to watch it, folks, it is on Paramount.
Yes.
Well, I think that's all we have to say about that. We said quite a bit up front.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go, folks. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. It's worth it. Yep. Go ahead and watch it. Watch it. We recommend it.
Sure.
It might not sound like it with 3.5 stars, but we...
Well, and if you have a 10-year-old kid, definitely watch it with them. I mean, I think is your target audience right there.
Folks, if you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe, rate and review, and also check out our other podcast, Mars Needs Movies, where we talk about movies and TV shows involving alien invasions, incursions, infiltrations, and visitations. So until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I've been Pretentious D.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements. Please don't misuse science. We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.